Hello guys, Sender again. So back from Japan, back beyond the video. I actually had decided when I was in Japan, I was like, I think this might be a good video, it might be useful. I'd be able to convey some ideas with this video. That said, I do think there's some disclaimers are in order, just looking at some comments I keep getting in your video. First of all, this is my opinion. I'm sure you have your opinion. I'm sure your neighbor has another opinion. I'm sure your mother has another. Like, the point here is that everyone has like a different opinion, right? So don't get too hung up on just one opinion. Like, if you have a different opinion than me, then go to the comments, let me know. I'll read it. I'll take in your opinion. Secondly, this is about competitive. This is not about therefore. This is not about your therefore lobbies. This is not about your solo lobbies. This is about competitive. I'm not interested in solo, I'm not interested in therefore, I'm interested in competitive. Thirdly, just saying that, what's the best weapon? What's the worst weapon? It doesn't really mean anything. It's kind of hard to compare some weapons even within the same category, so don't be too angsty about some picks. It's kind of hard to compare some weapons, but without further ado, we have the best and the worst weapons in each weapon category. The final truth. No, not quite. But we're gonna go through each category and we're gonna go over what's like good in the category and what's bad in the category. But yeah, it's not about shooters. I'm sorry, Sploosh fans, but there's no way this weapon is that great. Okay, so why is Sploosh not good? Okay, I think this is really the meat of the video, is that figuring out why is Sploosh not good. I mean, it paints pretty well. I can missile, all beacons, nice support. Why is it not good? Well, of course the combat of Sploosh has always been like a very weak part of it, like you have no range. And three shot kill. Now it has no jump burn shield or something, I'm not sure actually. But yeah, it pains a bit, but what makes this really the worst weapon? I think really the one single reason why it really is the worst weapon is the kit. You have beacons. Beacons in this game are kinda weird, like honestly out of Selendorf I'm kinda having hard time finding good use for them. It's just not really useful. Most of the time you just wanna jump to your teammates anyway, or swim some pawn. And Dental Missiles, well, I'm sure you guys have heard about Dental Missiles, right? Dental Missile is not like a top tier special. I mean, it's just not really like, you don't really get to do kills, and there's not really like the role where you just paint the map doesn't really exist. Even if it existed, like, then you get 10 damage out of it. Is that like really what you want? I don't know. Personally, I don't think so. So I would say Sploosh Neo is the worst weapon of the shooter category. Just in my opinion. And then there's this weapon. So this weapon slowly fell out of favor when they made Inkjet 230 points, but now it's again more in favor. I just say like in general, like shooter category is a bit on the low, I'd say. It's probably the weakest it has ever been in regards to like most of the weapons that are played are actually not shooters. But I'd say TDX still is a decent amount of play, and I mean, what's there not to like? I mean, good kit. Inkjet Spat Bomb, I really couldn't think of a better one for the weapon, really. In addition, we have weapon that paints somewhat, I guess. I mean, not really like the best painter, but not the worst either. Decent kill. Like, it has pretty okay range in the end. Honestly, it is kind of hard pick between this and Custom Jet, but I think Idik is still a bit more useful in this meta. But yeah, also like pretty reliable to use. Like Idik is pretty easy weapon to use, so it's pretty reliable. Just get some kills with it, which is what you want to do with it. And I don't know, this is overall like all around good performer. Not really any like crazy weak parts. Overall good slayer. Let's say Idik is the best shooter weapon in the game, but it's actually a subcategory for shooter weapons, but still very different, so I made them a different category actually. Blaster is my the category I have the most experience with, and here I have to say I'm sorry, Clash fans, but there's no way this weapon is good. So why is Clash not good? I mean, most people, I think, especially at the lower level, you don't mind me saying, people think Clash is like super broken or something. I think it's mostly because like you really like, come on, like the hitbox on this thing is like enormous, like come on. You don't even have to know what aim means with this weapon. But when you go on more of the competitive and you climb on the competitive rank and whatnot, then at some point you're gonna figure out that aiming thing a bit better, and then the weakness of Clash like come pretty obvious. Again, even the kit is not that weak, I'd say. Like, I mean, Splat Bomb is obvious fit for it. It's mostly the Stingray that's really bugging me personally. Like, Clash is like as frontline as they come, and then you have Stingray that's like the most backline special in the game. That's like no synergy at all. I'll never understand why they give Stingray to a weapon like Clash. Maybe it's just confusing to me. But yeah, it's just too low time to kill, too short range. In general, like if your weapon is too short range, it's not gonna be very favored in the meta. And in addition to the kit not having synergy is why we put Clash as the worst blaster in the game. Blaster is also a bit on the low at the moment, but I think Custom Blaster is still one of the better ones at the moment. Very hard weapon to play, I think, at the moment, thanks to the Dualie dominating the meta. But yeah, like I said, Auto Bomb not the best sub weapon, but I mean, it's fine. It's like not getting crazy. It's more like the inkjet makes a lot of sense for the weapon, I'd say. And yeah, weakness is painting. Strength is if you're really hitting your shots, then yeah, multi-kills will be raining on you, which is really, I think, where the weapon shines. But yeah, quite hard weapon to play, but not nothing crazy bad either. It's still the best blaster for sure. Rabbit's kind of like not in favored right now. It's kind of hard to play, honestly, against the Dualies and stuff like that. Brellas and Bruises, this is one that I put together because really there's not so many of them. And this is kind of hard between Splat Roller and Carbon Deco, but I end up giving it to Carbon Deco. Like, honestly, this... Okay, Roller is a category, it's in pretty bad place to be honest, but I think just the Burst Bomb is good synergy with the weapon, and Chicken Rush, while not like anything crazy, like it's still decently good fit for the weapon, I'd say. I don't know, it's pretty fast weapon. Short range makes it harder for it to break in the meta, but I'd say it's still a pretty interesting weapon that I'm sure we're gonna be seeing some more of. And yeah, Burst Bomb especially makes this weapon shine. But yeah, as far as rollers go, I'd say Carbon Deco at the moment is as good as it gets. And as bad as it gets, I'd say Krakon. Come on, there's no way this weapon is good. And the reason for this is, again, like we talk about the kit, well, this weapon has no movement option. Like, let's for a moment, like we don't have actually in control. Like, you actually have to do this to advance. Like, it's not, it doesn't have the curling bomb of the other kit of the same weapon, which lets you go around really fast. Instead, you have to be doing this, and you know, even when you get on range, it's kind of like limited options, and you know, everything kind of like strafes around you, outspaces you. It's just not, you know, in the expert great place. I think like Beacon is still the biggest offender here. Like we talked about Beacon not being really great, but especially for this type of weapon, like really like you have nothing to space yourself, nothing to move around with, such as Burst Bomb or curling. Baller, not the worst thing ever, but yeah, I don't know. Not really like anything crazy either. That said, if you had a bit better sub weapon, maybe you could see it a bit more, but I don't know. Beacon itself, it's just not really what you want on these weapons. I think Kit is what gets most of these weapons down. Kits and lack of range is Kraken Roller in a nutshell. But yeah, Slosher is. So Slosher is actually, this is a very interesting one. This is actually an interesting one, folks, and you'll find out in a second. And we're gonna start with the worst weapon. I actually messed up just now and started with the best weapon. Let's just start with the worst weapon. In my opinion, Slosher is the worst one. Why? Well, the main weapon, there's nothing wrong with the main weapon, there's nothing wrong with the sub weapon, but special is again like, what is this? Honestly. it just doesn't work in competitive like it should. Other than that, it's not, honestly, this is probably one of the best verse weapons in the game. I mean, on the list. Like, it's actually not that bad, like, I'm not gonna lie, but it's the rest of the buckets are so good in my opinion. Like, not good, but not bad either, so... Yeah, I think it's more like, honestly, like, not gonna lie, it just comes down to the enemies also with this one. Whereas with Slosher Deco, which is actually the best one on the list, it's just, the kid is just too good, like, Sprinkler is too good, Baller is too good fit for the weapon. I mean, the main weapon itself, there's nothing wrong with it, paints decently well. Decently good range, kinda hard to manage sometimes, but you know, not the most meta thing right now, but still quite nice. Baller to go in with, Sprinkler to paint, quite nice weapon to have indeed. So yeah, this is I think very interesting one, just because you see here very well how impactful the kid is. Like we have the same main weapon and we go from worst to best, just because you know the kid is not the best. It's pretty crazy in my opinion, but I think that's still how it is. It's just interesting. Dualie is our meta darling. Yeah, I don't know. Probably seeing a lot of them in solo lately. It really is quite strong right now. And strongest of them all should come with little surprise when we find there's too many weapons in this game. Embers, who could have guessed? I messed up the order again though, oh, don't worry about it. Inkjet, strongest special on the game obviously, well, most likely at least for frontliners. Curling lets you get around with perfect kit really. Main weapon itself is quite hard to use, but honestly like a lot of range, a lot of painting potential, a lot of movement, a lot of killing power. Like this weapon just excels in so many areas. It's probably like the best weapon in the game honestly. Just very hard to use. And yeah, that's it, like perfect kit synergy. I think that's like the best part about this weapon, but I mean the main weapon itself, like you can get like some really insane kills with this weapon when you learn it, and not so many people have, but yeah, you know, it's still Emperors. And the worst one, their glue guns. Again, like honestly the main weapon itself is like not insane, but not offensively bad. The offensively bad part comes from this. Like, what is this? This is not a sub-weapon for frontliners. There's no way this is good. But for some reason they give ink mine for this weapon. So we have basically a frontliner with ink mines, which is barely good for backliners, yet alone frontlines. Then you have Inkjet. We talk about it's the best special in the game. This kit could actually be pretty decent if Embers didn't exist, and it had something else like ink mine. But yeah, as it stands, it's hard to say it's a good option to have. But yeah, like Dualie is overall quite strong. I mean, this weapon may be a bit sluggish as far as Dualies go. Doesn't really like go well along with the sub weapon it has. That's pretty much it in my opinion. And Brellas, another like new weapon class we have in this game. It's kind of interesting one actually. Again, I hope the worst one doesn't come with surprise. So some people might ask, why is Tenta Brella not the worst Brella? Well, actually Tenta Brella is not that bad, honestly. It's quite good with the shield launch mechanism in competitive. You can do a lot of stuff with it. The kits are not the worst. Let me tell you what is the worst. This thing right here. This honestly, like, honestly, there's no way this is good. Ink Mine, Splashdown. The kit itself is one of the worst I could think of. Like, Splashdown, for some extremely mobile weapons, such as Tetras, it's fine. For everything else, it gets shot down instantly. Then we have this extremely low kill potential, combined with not so impressive movement, combined with the kit, and also the kit, and also the kit, and also the everything about it. It just doesn't have much going for it, does it? Like, I guess what they want you, how they want you to play this weapon is kind of like pain support type of thing. But there's just so much better options for it, and even if you play it like that, you still have like this. Like, I'd say the baller version, maybe. But there's no way you cannot do this with Splashdown. But here, okay. Fast transition to the best Brella. I'm playing this actually. I'm trying to learn this. This is an extremely hard weapon, but okay. Why is this good? Well, one thing is that like extremely fast weapon to just like get map control fast in general. You have the sprinkler, you have to be moving around the sprinkler a lot, otherwise you get the benefit from it, but it's kind of like Slosher Deco in the sense that you can really like paint map really fast, like make a small advantage like a really big one, as well as you have a lot of like mix-up options in 1v1 and 2v1 situations. So overall the weapon has a lot going for it in this meta especially. But yeah, I think again like it comes down to the kit. Like I think the kit for it is just perfect. Like I couldn't really hope for a better kit personally. Unleashing the 1v1 options of this weapon is kind of complicated, but when you do it, it's really rewarding and you do a lot of really insane stuff with it, which is why I think it's the best Brella. Okay, so we have only a long range categories left, but just start with chargers that exist since Splatoon 1. Can you guess what is the worst charger in the game? Maybe you can, maybe you can't. But in my opinion, it's this one. No synergy with the kit, like Splashdown again, come on. We talked about this a lot, but it's just so true, like you have to have synergy with your kit, like I'm playing YouTuber, like in what situation could I possibly want to use Splashdown, like really? Also this is like YouTuber's gimmick is that you can hold the charge, but really there isn't like many situations in normal games where you just want to like do this, like really? This like doesn't really ever happen. So automatically the gimmick is useless, and then you have just a word version of other weapons with Splashdown. I did mention the Splashdown, and also the Splashdown. Like normally when I'm playing charge, I'm expecting to be a bit further away. So you know, if I use Splashdown from here, it doesn't really do anything. I'm guessing Nintendo's thinking something along the lines that, hey, if you get flanked, use a Splashdown on their ass, and I get it. Like it's reasonable thinking, but it doesn't really work like that at all. Suction is whatever, it's not the strongest, you could probably work with the weapon, but Splashdown really is like the final nail in the coffin with this piece of work here. Best one is kind of hard choice between these two, but I gave this one still smaller edge. It's kind of on the low currently. I think Bomb Rush is kind of like what you want on most situations now, but Stingray, I mean, it's probably still like one of the most obvious Stingray weapons in the game. Stingray is still like extremely strong for defensive in TC and Rainmaker, and more importantly, it's like good synergy with the weapon. Like naturally you're staying more back, so unlike Clash, which we had as our worst splash run, it's actually good. Like it's actually makes sense with the weapon. But yeah, I don't know. It's a charger. Like it's like YouTuber, but without any stupid gimmicks and just like a bit better stats. And I know, that's pretty much what you need, honestly. If you can aim, then it's probably a pretty good pick for you. And yeah, I mean, not much to say about it. It's a charger, like it just works. Like it makes sense. Alright, the strats, but we are here finally. Splatlings. Can you guess which Splatlings the worst? Like, there's quite a few in the game now, like, wow, they really went all in with Splatlings. But what is the worst one of them? Is it Mini? Is it Hydra? No. There's no way Nautilus is good, like, come on. Nintendo. What have we talked about? Why are you giving backline weapon a baller? Honestly, again, I'm guessing they're thinking something along the lines that, well, you're just gonna go in anyway with the charge, and then you can ball, and like, it's cool. Like, okay, but it doesn't really work like that. The weapon itself is a weaker version of other better Splatlings. You have point sensor, which is never quite what you want. Probably wouldn't be the worst thing ever for this weapon, but it's the same as we talked about with QTuber. Like, you just never really need the charge. Like, you never need to hold charge for a long time. Like, it's just backlines are more static normally, and you don't really have much need for backline. Just does this and 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 this. Like, it just doesn't ever really come down to that. Point sensor is like, okay, yeah, not really what you especially go looking for, but whatever. So yeah, it's like YouTuber Splatling edition in every way possible. And again, I have kind of hard time picking between these two because I think they're pretty equal. I don't think it will go wrong either way, but I gave smallest to this. This actually this is very much the same as Slosher. Like, it's just Nautilus without any stupid gimmicks, and actually just for a bit better stats. In addition to so much better kit. Like, this kit is perfect for it. Like, honestly. Stingray, well, we talked about with Slosher, makes a sense backliners as well as with Sprinkler. Like, the map control this weapon gives is just insane. That's why I think it's the best Splatling, but I think that's actually the end of the list here. This video became a bit longer than I thought, but hopefully it gave some idea about my thinking. And again, like, it's my thinking. Like, I bet like some people writing comments just now that didn't reach this part of the video. But it's really important to understand this. In my opinion, it's not so serious thing in the end, as well as the thing with competitive. Like, you might find different success with some of these weapons in the list in solo, and that's fine. Like, I'm not downplaying your experience or anything like that. And if you enjoy Neo Sploosh or whatever, like, don't stop playing it because of me. Like, that's not the point of this video. The real point of this video is just to say that, okay, a weapon just doesn't have any synergy with this kit. There's no way it can be good. There's just no way. You need synergy with your kit and with the main weapon, as well as some other stuff. But I think what it comes down to with many of these weapons is that you just need synergy with the kit. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Leave a comment, leave a like, leave a dislike, leave anything you want. And see you guys next time. Bye.